Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Austmine Tech Talk. I'm Sheldon Varco, Membership Manager, New South Wales and South Australia here at Austmine. And sorry about that, it's just a new update to the job title. So Manager International Projects at Austmine. And I'm pleased to be your host for the session today. Before we begin, I would like to start by acknowledging that I'm hosting this webinar from the lands of the Gurungai people. I also acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands on which you all work today, and the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people attending this webinar. For this webinar today, we have 4 fantastic tech talks focusing on various solutions within the social value space, from design for growth, AAM, Voconic, and RWDI. Our speakers today will present solutions encompassing areas such as strategies for effective community and stakeholder engagement, providing a voice for communities and feedback to mining organisations, the use of geospatial tools for community value, and looking at reducing air quality impacts from operations as well. Moving on now, so I'd like to introduce Anthony Boyd, the Account Manager, Mining and Resources at AAM. And Anthony's going to discuss how geospatial technology can enhance community value. Thanks, Anthony.
Thanks, Sheldon. Hi, all. As Sheldon just said, it's a smart use of geospatial technology to enhance community value. So next slide, first slide, thanks. On the agenda is geospatial technology enables value creation, clearer vision and current potential impacts. I'll show a few case studies from concept to closure and beyond, and then lasting value created. Next slide, thanks. So AAM at a glance. This illustrates a few things of what we do. So it ranges from capturing geospatial data via remote sensing technology. So we have LiDAR and imagery along with bathymetric LiDAR through to underwater surface hydrographic surveying, through to land-based surveying, laser scanning, BIM models, the ability to use different platforms in UAVs and drones, and then ultimately to GIS services and consultancy and products such as digital twins. So we follow a full gamut of not only capturing the data, analysing the data, but also visualising the data. Next slide, thanks, Bailey. So geospatial technology enables value creation. Geospatial information plays a key role in mine planning, operating and remediation. And we can target, assess and model mines and conditions at any point in time. That helps with mine permits and licenses, mine models and site visualisation. Spatial control and networks to complete site control, analyse benchmarks and for compliance and environmental impacts. We also monitor assets and risk potentials on site. Also monitor infrastructure, along with stockpile and volume management for any auditing and reporting basis. This normally happens on a monthly basis for the mines. We also conduct water management and storage capacity determinations, and then also as-built surveys, right through from start to finish. So we can do an exploration site right through to process closures and plan reclamations. Next slide, thanks, Hayley. So for a clearer vision of current and potential impacts, AAM provides the geospatial tools that support better decision making for the mining and resourcing sector. So this can be, as mentioned before, for aerial photography, whether it be 3-band imagery or 4-band imagery, that's in red, green, blue aspect, or a near infrared is that 4th banding aspect that allows tree health analysis, high definition surveying and monitoring. We can also do it on the ground, as mentioned before, through our surveyors with terrestrial laser scanning. We provide Geocirrus Mine Viewer application that allows an easy-to-use web-based platform that can view road compliance in this instance. Bathymetric surveys allow for water management tailings storage facility management. And all this processing is done by our own trademarked software called LiDARnetics, which allows artificial intelligence and machine-based learning LiDAR processing. So once we capture data, then on towards delivery, we can turn around the required products in anywhere between 12 hours to 48 hours, depending on client requirements. Next slide, thanks, Phelan. So with our regular terrain definition, it increases efficiency in the mine planning, monitors benches against the mine plan, allows us to monitor and spoil heaps against the mine plan. Stockpile reporting allows for audit contractual payments to mine operators. We can recalibrate weighbridge measurements and check the safety and stability on embankments, along with subsidence monitoring and detect illegal mining. Next slide. Further to the regular site mapping, it allows independent report activities to government, reliable report activities to mine owners, environmental monitoring purposes, increase efficiencies in the site management, and record activity to defend future actions, along with confirm activity remains within the mining leases. Next slide, please, Haley. As for our bathymetric surveys, we check stability of the dam walls, we manage volume capacity of the dam storage, evaluate and risks from being flooded from any upstream catchments. We plan how to best divert water flows. We can plan to best harvest and store water, and we can show the best ways to plan for best way to release water. Next slide, please. So our Geocirrus mine viewer for road compliance was a collaborative project amongst several Tier 1 miners. The testing and evaluation was conducted across 9 open cut mines across Australia. The accumulation of approximately a year's worth of development, along with continual improvement. As you can see in that image there, it's basically a cloud-based web application. It's scalable, so it has unlimited processing potential, and it's accessible via the desktop miners in the office to laptops and even on your mobile phone out within the field. So essentially, it is a digital twin, so it applies analytics along with the design information provided by site as to what road grades, road widths, benches, all this sort of stuff can be analysed. It's taken obviously on a specific time from the aerial survey, and it's a combination of all spatial information of LiDAR and imagery. Some governments across Australia make this a requirement in the road compliance to ensure basically the workforce and ultimately the community are safe. Next slide, please. Another case study is the Hunter Valley Regional Orthophoto we do on a 2-year sort of basis. Every 2 years we update. It's up to 300 square kilometres of 15 centimetre based imagery. The available data set allows to show the relationship between the current coal mines in the Hunter Valley and their respective townships of Scone, Muswellbrook and Singleton. Imagery also shows that the community or the end user can show the impacts in the region over time. It's a product that we actually find that we provide to a fair few real estate agents in the Hunter Valley. They find it a very useful tool. Next slide, please. Generally, some of our aerial surveys of both simultaneous LiDAR and RGB imagery are conducted at ports around Australia. This data can be utilised to allow the operators and the community to assess and analyse dust monitoring. Another aspect that we provide is mining offset areas where these areas that are not, where there's no mining allowed, allows for rehabilitation programs for flora and fauna. So we can monitor that on a regular basis. Next slide, please. And final case study is a mine rehabilitation portal that was set up. IAM supported the build of the portal that allows the miners and to upload all their information into one centralised database. So you can go from start right through to finish at each prospective mine site. Next slide. So the lasting value it's created for over 60 years, IAM have been assisting the mining and resource sector. It reduces human impact to the certain sensitive areas. It helps create a safer worksite and community. It uses local staff and suppliers where possible, and the monitoring and reporting on the asset and environmental conditions reduces the risk and prevents any further problems. It enables smarter decision making by providing actionable intelligence for all stages of the mine. Thanks very much.
Great, thanks a lot for that, Anthony. It's really good to see how I guess tools that have been used in the mining industry for quite a while have increasingly been used for environmental and social purposes. So thanks a lot for providing some of those case studies in how they're being implemented as well.